Hello friends, today we're going to alter this Pringo can. It's a miniature, the little ones, and it's the grab and go snack. And I thought it would be really cool to do a recycling piece today. Of course it wasn't cleaned out, but we'll just dust it out. And make it into a little planter. And we could just have a faux planter. Or if you want to make it, I don't know, real planter, we could put something like a plastic inside. But I wanted to alter this today. So what we're going to do is just play and have fun. So grab something to alter, like a Pringo can, and let's play. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw just some gesso just on it, because I'm not really sure how much I want, instead of dumping it out and then adding it. That way, I'm just going to stick my hand inside and put the gesso all the way around. So playing with it. So today's inspiration is just an alteration. I'm going to throw this on my deck, and it could stay out if it's not raining. It's just going to be a fun little centerpiece type of thing or something for the table. That's all. And yeah, we can make a little planter. That's what I was going for, is a little planter. And we can even make plants for it if you don't have any plants, or you don't want to put a little plastic container inside and have little real plants. We can make some for it as well. So here we go with the planter. So I'm just doing the gesso really thick everywhere. And this is just the cheaper gesso that I have. I think I picked it up at Walmart. It's a Simple brand called Simple acrylic gesso. And to get the first layer on there of this, and then I'm just going to cover it up with whatever I want to cover it up with, and then play. There we go. So I have an idea to put some burlap over it. I'm thinking I'm going to throw some orange acrylic paint, and I'm going to put some red acrylic paint, and this is DecoArts acrylic paint. It's got the silky satin finish, so it's like a sheen, and it's multi-purpose surface, so I like that. I'm going to throw those on there. I got yellow, orange, and red. If you want something a little bit more, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little texture on here with some DecoArts gesso. What kind of texture do I want to add? I think I'll actually add it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of the color that I like. I'm mixing them up. Summer fun colors here. And you can use a can as well if you don't have Pringos. You can use anything, you know, a can would be really cool because it can actually hold some moisture. But I thought, well, I have this Pringle can, little one, what can I do with it? You can cut the Pringle sizes, the cans, to size 2 and do different levels of sizes. And that'd be a cool look, because you can get the taller Pringle cans. Get more red on here, and you can do a whole series of cuteness for your outdoor table. Here we go. I kind of like that. I'm going to carefully do the edge here. I'm going to dry them, and then see what else I want. I'm going to add some gold too after I dry it. So what I've done here is I dried it, and on the thicker spots I really held the heat on and purposely wanted texture, and I did that. You can be careful if you don't want texture, and you can see through it a little bit, but that's okay. So this is so far our little piece. I'm going to use get some texture in there using texture paste. I'm actually using the white gesso again from the DecoArts because I like the how thick it is. So I'm just going to get some texture here. I'm using one of my favorite stencils. And I can't remember who it's from. Sorry guys. So I'm just getting some texture. And I'm going to get one up higher. I don't mind how I'm getting the white everywhere here. Let's just try to get it on. It's a little messy, thick. I'm using one hand to hold, but it's okay. It doesn't even matter how messy it is. I'm just trying to get some texture on there and a little bit of shape of the diamonds. This stencil is one of the ones I've had for so long. So I really like it. But I was thinking, well, I want to go outside and enjoy the sun and have a little cute planter that I've made. I can buy them cheaply enough, yes, but it's always fun to craft your own and recycle something. So that's why I've done it this way. And cans make great pieces. Let me show you one I made a long time back. Let's take the clip out so it doesn't take away from the handle. This is a can that I altered, a soup can with burlap string, and I have a bee on here that I made with hot glue, and I painted that, and that's my can. And that things like that, little series of something like that would be really cute on your porch or whatever, and have something sticking out, flowers. I haven't used that one for some stuff, craft stuff. Now I'm going to dry this off. Lots of texture, and I love messy texture. You know, you can do messy texture, you can do something more purposeful, but it'll be covered partially with some other stuff, so it's okay. I'm going to dry that off. I'm being very messy today. Going to go crazy with it. I got a little bit of a nice light blue. What's the color? Sorry guys, it is Coastal Waters, and I'm going to put some of that on there. I'm going to put a little bit of inking here as well with my favorite roller stamp, just to have a little bit of a black pop. Like I said, we don't know how much is going to be covered, but it's going to be give it a nice texture. And it's also, I'm going to do it on the mat as well. Okay, nice. Now I'm at the Coastal Waters, and I'm going to dip my finger in, and I'm just going to put it all over my textured pieces here. And that's what I'm going to do. It gives it an antique look in the sense that color's been used lots and lots of retro pieces. So I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to dry it up. I'm going to add lots of gold to it. And we'll see from there how it's going to look. It's just a fun piece, guys. You can never go wrong with recycled stuff, because you're not going to... The worst thing you can do is throw it out, and that's what, you know... You're not going to throw it out, because you're going to end up loving it. No matter what you do, you're really going to learn and grow from just playing with it. So trust me, go for it. Anyways, and like I said, just kind of teaches you what you like, what you don't like. That is that. I'm going to dry that a tad here. And it's almost already dry, so I'm going to dry it a tad. Grab my gold, if I have it, right here. This is a gold in the stick, and it is play colors, and it's instant metallic. Then they have all different colors, silver, they have all different colors. It might not be dry enough. I'm going to add some of that throughout. I'm going to dry a little bit more, guys. So I'm putting the gold more on here, kind of going back and forth. You can use metallic lusters, you can use whatever you have. You can even use dollar store gold paint, just dab your finger in. Today I'm using these. And I really heated these up because to boil, like bubble, if you want. And I still have some of it the diamond shape, and I like that. But you guys can do whatever look you want. You don't have to make it so... I like a lot of mess, but hot, good mess. And that... So I'm just trying to catch the textures mostly with the gold and the edges. And isn't that looking really nice? What we can do is add a little bit more ink if you wish in some spots. I like how the ink is behind some of it, but I think I want to put a few pieces. And this is a great kind of a roller just to go catches a few pieces of black on it. You see that? Not so in your face, but a bit. That is that. So for embellishments, I was thinking about some burlap. For some embellishment, I was thinking of doing a strip of burlap. So what I'm going to do to cut the burlap is I'm going to kind of went around, measured what I want. I'm going to make a couple of striped lines, strips of glue. And can you see this? My hands are in the way. And then what I'm going to do is once that dries a bit, I'm going to cut down that, and then both my pieces are not going to run on my burlap. It's going to be nice. And it won't come apart on me. And that's what I did on this end. You can't tell, the glue is dry. You might be able to see a little bit of glue left. I'm so messy. But the burlap did dry. Quiet! Baby's trying to sleep. Shh! What I'm doing with this is kind of weaving a little bit of, I pulled it out and I decided I want it right through. I'm weaving it a little bit back and forth. There's no limits on my piece here. All the way around, getting it kind of everywhere. And this is the fun part of crafting with scraps. There's no worry. And these pieces were cut off. I meant to add them something else and they just didn't fit. So that's how they became about. And so I didn't have to cut them off for this project, and they're there. And I just kind of tuck them in underneath pieces. And now I have something like that. Rustic and cute. Fix my knot if I like it. Kind of not sure about the knot, but you can always pull it in the direction. Just play, play, play. That's all you can do. Could even maybe tie the other one in the bow as well. Try different things. Play with it. There's two bows. Play with the size. Positions. kind of thing. It is big, but it's cute. So I like it. Now I'm going to glue my tiles on. I kind of like this one. It's a little funkier, a little more out there and funkier. I like that. Find more of the colors I like. I like these colors. I like this one, and I do like the blue. So grab a few of each color that I like. And I'm not sure how many of each I need. And then I'm going to put the red one right here. So just kind of move these guys out of my way now. So a really cheap, especially when you find things on sale or garage sales. Fun and cute. Just invent it. There's another one I like that. Yellow. See, I'm only going to use a few, but I have a few collected there just in case. I wasn't sure what I want. I'm kind of using it all just right now type of thing. Let's see here. I'm out of the picture. So that is that. This one fell off the string. So I'm going to need a few around here. I decided I'm going to use 2 of each color. You guys could do broken pieces of plastic paper to make it look like, you know, mosaic all the way around, whatever you want. So I'm just going to play with that. Just going to add that one down here, or up there. This one kind of down here, and it's got the rope behind it, so, or in front of it. Doesn't necessarily have to have the rope on it everywhere. That looks neat. Oh, I wish you guys could see it in different angles. It kind of looks neat. You guys are going to think I'm crazy. So with this guy, I decided that I wanted to make him into kind of a basket flower pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of holes here and here across and some wire. And this is nice because it is a Pringle can. I can do that. And there we go. It has not, oh, can you see that nice cut? Make sure it's where I want it to be. And there we go. Now I got my wire, holes for my wire. What I'm going to do before I add wire is put in a couple of these pieces of rings here. I don't know, they look nice. And I'm going to pop those in. Just that. Do the other side. That's a nice thing. You can do this with a can, but if you want to make a hole, one of the easiest ways to make a hole without denting it is filling it with water, putting it in the freezer, ice it, and then hammer a hole in it. You can do hole decoration, but you can hammer holes in it and then not dent your can at all without having to drill it or anything like that. And then letting it thaw out, and then, you know, break the ice out and whatever, thaw it out if it doesn't pop out. And then you have that on your can. But with the Pringles, easy peasy. So now what we have is we just twist it around, and we can add more paint if we pull some of the paint off. Twist it around using those pliers. You go over with the paint just on these sections here where you're peeling it. Well, I will anyway. You don't have to put paint on it either, guys. It's just... Oh wow, I can do the other side easier. There. Anyway. And then you have this. You can hang it, whatever. Go over whatever you like. There is my cute Pringle planter. Now you guys might be thinking this is really crazy, but now that you have the burlap all messy up like this, you guys can hang charms and stuff like that off of them too. So we can add charms to it and make it look really cute and unique. I'm going to probably do some paint splatters. I think I'm going to add some paint splatters to this. I'm going to use my misters. So I'm decided I'm going to try not to get the bow too much, but I'm not going to worry about it. And just get some splatters in there. Because I want to get, look at that, isn't that pretty? Some paint splatters. Kind of makes it all come together a bit more. There's the black. Don't want too much on the bow. I'm going to do a bit of the red and then the yellow as well for the gold. So I'm going to do the red. Gotta wait for that to dry a bit. Really funky summery colors. It looks like a paint can too, so it's kind of got that look, but I just wanted to have some splash of color. Grab the yellow. My yellow is very messy and gloppy usually. Oh, it's not too bad this time. It's not very showing very well, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, drying it up, and then I might add a couple of charms to these, and I would add one here. I might add one here or up here. So I'd only add like 3 maybe. I have a couple of things here, and I got paint everywhere. But let's go down. I have this one with a loop, and I'm not the greatest wrapper of wire, but it's fun to play with, and you never go wrong with just playing with. This one here has got the end like this, flat end. So what you guys can do, and I just have silver, but you guys can get any colors that go with your pieces. You have bells, whatever you want to add, things. So I'm going to make a little charm. Here's some bells. I have these. I don't know if I want these on there, but you can buy these things on sale. Little charms. I have these. I have different bells. I have like these little square cowbell type. They're cute. Just to share. I got some other things here that probably don't belong in this drawer, but. And so with the 2 charms, I chose this one. I just made them up as I went along, and this one. And I really like it, and I think that's it. I could add another one, but I think that's it. And then you just put your plant inside, and I think I might, yeah, not sure yet what kind I want to put in there. But that is it. And I think it's so cute. And I think I might make a paper plant or something like that. Or, you know, you could even make duct tape plant. Just anything for fun, just for the centerpiece and having a fun little barbecue or get it together. And then it's a kind of a neat little piece. Spunky. Nice gift idea. It doesn't have to be so crazy. This one's really crazy. I just want to go a little more crazy than the same old normal kind of thing that I have been doing with a lot of them. Just kind of boring and normal. I mean, it's nice, but I want to do something a little more crazy and funky. So that's why it's so chunky, funky. For my garden leaves, I think I'm going to play with some nice plant shapes here. I'm going to go with something kind of longer, and I got these couple papers here that I chose. I might make a pattern. Let's see what to do. If I decide to make a pattern that I can use. Here's a pattern I can use. I'm going to use these two cards. I'm going to go with this pattern, and I'm going to go with that, and I want to make a more rounded. So I've got 3 patterns of leaves here to play with. So I'm going to do is, this is just for fun, little quick plants that you don't have to worry about. I'm doing the reverse, exact reverse on this side. And this is my number 1 stencil, number 2, and number 3, just so then you guys can see. Number 2, flipping it over. I hope I'm loud enough today. I'm really not talking too loud. My grandson's over for a visit and he's napping. And this is number 2. Number 3, my crazy, my camera went, I had it, must have bumped it at some point. The best way to make these is now you cut some craft wire, aluminum craft wire, to fit into here with a little bit of a stem to fit in here, and you sandwich it and glue it together. So then you have the beautiful pattern papers with these pieces on them. Okay, so I'm going to do a few more pattern papers with the same pattern of these 3. I'll be back. Once again, tacky glue down the center. I make sure it's thick both on the top and the bottom, because if you don't get the glue through it, it's okay. Like as even as you wish. I try to make it go. I'm going to get a little glue on my fingers this time. Kind of shape it to the leaf that I have there. I'm going to wipe out my fingers. This is how you get tacky fingers. Wipe out my fingers and add my glue. Now I got a lot of glue. This Mod Podge I just put down on here. And I'm going over my edges, but that's okay. The Mod Podge, you can just go over top the whole piece after. Anyways, to make a nice sheen and seal it in. My piece is up here. And I just wipe that up a bit. Put my clip on. Keep my wire right there. So then it will stay right in the center, at least at the top and at the bottom. It's not such a picky thing. You can just wipe your glue away, wipe down, and that's what I do. So, and again, another clip. And we let it dry. Cutting my leaves now. Now I can kind of shape them if I want to. How I want to make my ends, they don't all have to be the same. And that's what I meant by you can shape it a little bit better, reshape it after. So I have the one. You still have your, it matches up perfectly. You have your mirror image on top, and that way there's no edges. And there we go. And it's just to kind of try to match them up, but then when you cut them, they are in their individual leaves. What I'm going to do with these is I think I'm going to ink my edges. I have these ones as well here. I could stamp on them and all that kind of stuff too, so I think I'll do that as well. I'll add a little bit of black archival ink on them just because. I'm just going to go like this, add a little texture. And have fun with that. Okay, I'm almost done my video there. Sorry guys. I'm going to go like this. And have my fancy leaves any way I want. I think it's really cute. And flip, ink. You guys can use design paper. You guys can use your own design paper, layered paper, and just play with it. You can paint them. You can make them more realistic. I'm playing and having fun with the mixed media look. And just designer paper that I have that I know I'm not going to use for anything, so thought why not make some fake wonderful little plant leaves. And there we go. And you can ink them up any way you want. You can even paint them. And I'm probably going to ink my edges. And just going to ink my edges like this, and I'll be back. Inking up my edges. I really enjoy inking up my edges like this. It makes it pop, and this is just fun plant leaves. And you could do this even if you did it with a terracotta pot and you didn't really want to have like paint it up, but you just wanted to do a design on the leaves. Like you just make up your own little plants. You can do that, especially for someone who doesn't have a green thumb, but you want to send them a plant. Well, you can do that. This is something you can make your craft yourself. If you have the spare paper or layered paper, if you want to do your own design with layered papers, which would be a really unique mixed media piece. And that is it. So what I'm going to do after is I'm going to put some styrofoam down, I'm going to put some green or some moss down, and I'm going to poke these plants through my nice little planter, whimsical outdoor planter that I have for my porch. So if you still want to keep the recycled theme and use as little as possible that's new stuff, I have these, sometimes we open boxes and we have these white pieces of styrofoam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these instead of a bought craft foam, but you can use bought craft foam, purchased craft foam. I'm going to use these as a recycled piece, put them in, we're going with a recycled theme here, putting them in here. You might not even need more than one, but I'm going to stick 2 in there just so then they're squished in there. And why not? So I'm going to stick 2 in there, force them down a bit through. Perfect. Don't have to purchase any of that stuff. Maybe if it's a gift for someone else, you might, but for around the house, it's all good. If you can see here, I picked this up at a Value Village for $1.99. And they have lots of these there, and you can use Easter grass, any kind of stuff. So that is a lot of noise. Sorry. That's going to be a good top for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my craft glue, throw it on top, right in here. So you don't have to buy things. You can purchase them. Well, you can get them pretty much next to free. You can even get if you have a paper shredder, you can shred some green paper or even have newspaper shredded. That's a nice look because it's still got nice colors in it, especially if you use the colorful paper. So just different ideas. And I'm going to cut some of this off for the top. Just like that. And I put some glue down. Don't need too much glue. Don't need too much of this. Just like that. $1.99 for that. Then I like to put my pieces in. So I have 3 of each leaf. The colors that I chose in my pieces, back and front, forward, and the back. Now I'm just gonna measure out. This one here will be perfect length to fit in. Some of them are a little longer, so I'm just gonna stick this in and twist my plant to wherever way I like. This one is a stiffer card stock, but it works. Keep these ends for something. You can twist them around and make little jump rings. Anyways, you put that in there. There you go. Even if you want to make it come down low like that. This is the great thing, is you can form your plant. And I'm going to try to show you guys an angle there. Here's another piece. Going to cut it down. Like I said, keep all these little pieces that you're cutting off. You guys can make jump rings with those. Put this in. Any way you like. And you can make as many or as little plants, leaves as you want. But these are so cute. And you could also spray them and make them more resistant to dusting and little damping, you know, like not rain, but perhaps when you're wiping them down and that kind of thing. Just like that, you're making your own beautiful plant. I love it. Here's the, and you can do as many as you want if this is not, thick enough for you. And this is your fun deck plant for your little gathering or just for fun. There you go, guys. I'm going to try to tilt it up again here and show you guys what it looks like. You can do the pot anyway too. I did a really whimsical, crazy looking pot, but you can do it any way you want. And you can lap the flowers any way you want. Pull them out, switch them up. You don't have to glue them down. Push them through. There you go. Twist this one out. Anything you guys, your heart's desire on your design. And I love that you can move them, manipulate them. Just like that. So you can make your plants however way you want them to look. I hope you guys like this little project and give it a try, making a neat little recycled project with different things. You can use recycled pieces of paper too. You don't need to have thick, full pieces of paper for leaves. And there you go. I used the Pringles. I used some strips of ribbon that I, had mistakenly cut, so I kind of reused those. And made some charms on it and just made it a little bit different. I made it quite chunky and weird than maybe my usual look of things, but I wanted something really different for the deck, something way different than I have the style in my home. Just because that's where you go out for your break and you just enjoy different things. So, yeah. Okay, guys, I hope you liked this one. Give it a try. Don't forget to craft like a duck. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.